We all want to be successful in life, but there's one thing silently holding us back, and most of us don't even realize it exists. It's invisible, subtle, and hardly anyone talks about it, yet it affects every decision we make, every routine we follow, and every goal we try to achieve. Think about it. How many opportunities have you missed just because you told yourself, "I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe I can't do it," or "it's not the right time"? These small thoughts, these tiny delays, are actually your biggest enemy, keeping you average no matter how hard you work. This silent enemy is procrastination and limiting beliefs, the thoughts and habits that stop you from taking action, create self-doubt, and prevent you from using your full potential. In this video, we're going to identify this silent enemy, understand exactly how it limits your growth, and most importantly, I'll show you practical steps to overcome it so you can finally unlock your success. These aren't just theories. We'll look at real-life examples and small, actionable strategies that you can apply every single day. Once you realize that the biggest obstacle to your success isn't outside of you but within you, you'll gain clarity, control, and confidence in your life. Today, we'll explore how awareness, small consistent actions, mindset shifts, and accountability can help you conquer this inner enemy and turn it into your greatest ally. So get ready, because we're about to uncover the hidden enemy that nobody talks about, but once you face it, it will completely change the way you approach life, growth, and success. So now that you know what your silent enemy is, it's time to take a moment and reflect on how it has been operating in your life. Procrastination and limiting beliefs are sneaky. They don't scream at you, they don't warn you, and most importantly, they often disguise themselves as reasonable excuses. You might tell yourself, "I'll start tomorrow," or "I'm not ready yet." And each time you say that, this enemy wins a little more. But the key lesson here is awareness. Simply recognizing that this enemy exists is the first step to defeating it. Every successful person you admire, whether it's in business, personal growth, or creativity, has faced this exact same enemy. What sets them apart is that they didn't let it control them. They acknowledged it, understood it, and then made deliberate choices to move forward despite it. Today, as you reflect on this chapter, remember that knowing your enemy is half the battle won. Once you start noticing the moments when procrastination and limiting beliefs creep in, you are already taking the first step toward freedom and growth. This enemy only has power when you let it go unnoticed. Awareness is your weapon, and action is your shield. By now, you should be able to spot the signs that this silent enemy is holding you back. Maybe you've noticed yourself delaying important tasks, making excuses, or avoiding challenges that could push you to the next level. Maybe you feel stuck in the same place despite working hard every day. These are all red flags. They are signals from your own mind, telling you that your inner habits are not aligned with your potential. The lesson here is clear. You cannot fight what you don't recognize. Take these signs seriously. Examine your daily routines, your thought patterns, and your reactions to opportunities. The people who achieve massive success are not necessarily smarter or luckier. They are more aware of these traps and take steps to counteract them. So, if you notice these signs in your life, don't panic or feel guilty. Instead, be grateful that you are noticing them now. This awareness gives you control. From this moment forward, you can start interrupting these patterns and replace them with actions that move you closer to the life you want. Remember, Recognizing the enemy is not weakness. It's strength, because strength begins with awareness. One of the most important lessons from this chapter is understanding why this silent enemy remains hidden from mainstream conversation. Most people talk about money, resources, or external achievements, but the real obstacles to success, the habits, fears, and limiting beliefs inside your own mind are rarely discussed. This is why so many average people remain stuck, thinking they lack opportunity or talent, when the truth is, the battle is internal. This chapter teaches us that awareness and honesty with ourselves is rare but crucial. When you start acknowledging the mental barriers that hold you back, you separate yourself from the majority. You are no longer a passive observer in your life. Instead, you become an active participant, someone who sees the real game being played and chooses to play it differently. So as you close this chapter, ask yourself, what truths about your own habits have I ignored? What fears have I justified as reasons instead of seeing them as obstacles? Facing these truths is not easy, but it is essential. It is the difference between stagnation and progress. The silent enemy thrives in secrecy. The moment you shine a light on it, it starts losing its power. By looking at real-life examples of successful people, we see a clear pattern. Everyone faces fear, doubt, and procrastination, but not everyone lets it win. People like Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, they all had moments of hesitation, uncertainty, and even failure. What set them apart was their ability to act anyway. They understood that action, even when imperfect, was more valuable than waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. The lesson here is simple. You do not need to feel completely ready to start. Your enemy wants you to wait until every condition is perfect, but life rarely works that way. The only way to grow is to push forward despite fear, doubt, and uncertainty. As you close this chapter, take a moment to identify one area of your life where you've been waiting for the perfect moment. Decide today that you will take one concrete step, however small, toward progress. This is how your inner enemy starts losing control. Real growth begins the moment you act, and consistent action beats perfect timing every single time. This chapter is all about solutions. Awareness is not enough if it doesn't lead to action. To truly defeat your silent enemy, you must adopt daily strategies that interrupt procrastination and limiting beliefs. Start with small, consistent actions. Even a 10-minute effort toward a goal each day compounds over time into massive progress. Shift your mindset by replacing negative self-talk with affirmations and positive reinforcement. Create accountability by sharing your goals with someone you trust or tracking your progress daily. And finally, focus on the long-term impact rather than immediate results. Every step you take, no matter how small, weakens the power of your inner enemy and strengthens your path to success. Closing this chapter, remind yourself that freedom from procrastination is a daily practice, not a one-time decision. Each day you choose action over delay, courage over fear, and growth over comfort, you are winning. Your silent enemy only has the power you give it. Take it back, one step at a time. Finally, the ultimate lesson is that your silent enemy does not have to remain your enemy forever. When you become aware, take consistent action, and shift your mindset, even procrastination and self-doubt can become allies. They remind you of what matters, push you to prioritize, and teach you discipline. Every successful person has learned to use fear, doubt, and hesitation as signals rather than roadblocks. As you close this chapter, reflect on the journey you've taken through this video, from identifying the enemy to understanding its signs, learning why it hides, seeing real-life examples, applying practical steps, and now transforming it into an ally. This is the mindset of those who rise above average. Today, make a decision. You will no longer allow hidden habits to control your life. You will notice them, challenge them, and use them to fuel your growth. Your silent enemy, once conquered, becomes your most powerful teacher. This is how you step into a life of clarity, control, and unstoppable success. Wow, amazing. So, as we wrap up today's video, remember this. The biggest enemy of your success has never been your circumstances, your lack of resources, or even other people. It has always been what's inside you, your procrastination, your doubts, your limiting beliefs, and the tiny excuses you tell yourself every day. This silent enemy quietly steals your time, energy, and potential, keeping you average while you think you are trying your best. But the good news is, once you recognize it, once you become aware of how it operates in your thoughts, your decisions, and your habits, you take back the control. Every successful person you admire has faced the same enemy. The only difference is that they acted despite fear, they chose action over delay, and they replaced doubt with discipline. Today, make a conscious choice to do the same. Notice when you are procrastinating, question the limiting beliefs holding you back, and take at least one small step every day toward your goals, no matter how uncomfortable it feels. Consistency, awareness, and deliberate action are your tools to turn this silent enemy from a force that limits you into a teacher that guides you. Remember, the path to growth is not about being fearless, it's about moving forward even when fear exists. Your inner battles are what shape your life, and the moment you confront this enemy head-on, everything changes. So start today, take control, and let this silent enemy transform into the catalyst for your success. Wow, amazing.